Welcome to People with Purpose. I am your host, Sylvain Rochon. I'm a speaker, an author, a serial entrepreneur, and a business strategist. My purpose is to engineer a paradise on Earth using cutting-edge technology. I hope this show will give you excellent examples of individuals that chose to do great things in their personal and professional lives. Perhaps they will inspire you to follow in their footsteps. The show's format is very simple. I ask my guests 3 simple questions. What is your personal purpose? Why is it important to you? And how did you get started? Now let's hear from our guest. Hello, I'm here with Aubrey the Chief Science Officer at the Sense Research Foundation, the VP of New Technology Discovery at Ajax Therapeutics. He's also a well-known authority on the treatment of aging. Hello, Aubrey.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, it's an honor to have you. I've been a fan of your work and hoping to benefit from some of your work also in the near future. Now, this interview is about you. What's really interesting is, to me, is I'd like to know what is your personal purpose in whatever you do?
The way that I have always been motivated in my life is to make a difference to the world. I have, even from a very early age, I have known that what I wanted to do was to change the world in some way to benefit humanity, and to do so in as big a way as possible. I discovered this when I was a young child, and I was reluctant to practice playing the piano, which is something that my mother wanted me to do. And I realized that the reason I was reluctant to spend all this time practicing this instrument was because the best outcome that could possibly happen would be that I would become a good pianist. And I thought, well, that's not really very significant, because there are already lots of other really good pianists that are giving plenty of pleasure to people in the world. That's not good enough for me. So that, gradually crystallized into making me understand that I wanted to go into science, because ultimately scientists make the most difference, and then eventually into artificial intelligence research, because I found that I was a good programmer, and I decided, well, okay, this means that I can probably contribute to the effort to automate things so that we can stop spending so much of our time doing stuff that we would not be doing unless we were being paid for it. And I did that for several years. And then I found out that hardly anybody was working on aging. And even though I didn't have formal training in biology, I thought, well, maybe I can do this. So that's why I switched fields and became a gerontologist. And to this day, it's really the same. I've been working in the biology of aging now for 20 years or more, and I am still motivated every day by the fact that there's a great deal of suffering caused by aging, and that I have the opportunity to do something about that.
Excellent. So just to get things straight, your path, your decision in actually going into gerontology and treatment of aging was really aligned with you trying to have as much impact into the world as possible. Because you could have been a pianist, or anything else for that matter, right?
Exactly, yes. And I don't really know why I want to do this, why that is my driving force. But I kind of don't care that I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's just, and other people seem to be fine with that, so I'm fine with it too.
So because the second question was exactly that: why is it important to you? And you just answered it. You really don't know. It seems to be an internal drive, and you don't need to know. Is that correct? That's awesome.
Exactly.
And you took that decision at a certain point. I'm assuming perhaps when you were a teen or in your early 20s to, okay, let's go into biochemistry. And how did that kind of unfold? How did you get all started into that field in order eventually to heal the world?
Well, actually, first of all, no. My original decision was
Okay.
So actually, I didn't go into biology until my late 20s, until I was about 28, 29. My original decision to go into artificial intelligence research, that was when I was a teenager, when I was like 17. It was all, very gradual. When I was 9 or 10, when I had this piano experience, I didn't immediately realize that I wanted to become any kind of scientist. It took a while for me to really understand what making a difference really meant. And so I guess it was a process of identifying areas that other people were not doing, or in particular where I thought that I could do more than what other people were doing. So in the case of artificial intelligence, I knew that there were lots of people working on it, but I reckoned that I was pretty good at programming, algorithm design, and so on. Maybe I could have some insights that other people hadn't had. In the case of aging, it was more a case of hardly anyone was even trying. The community of biologists who were looking at the biology of aging was very small and not very well respected by other biologists. And even within that community, most people were not really trying to develop interventions. They were just trying to understand aging better. So I thought, well, that won't do. Maybe I can make a difference.
So you actually went the other way compared to everybody else. You swam upstream, so to speak. You saw there was...
Right. I don't think there's anything.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think there's any point in doing stuff that other people are doing. One of the things I discovered when I started the scientific community, which really shocked me, and I still don't understand it, is why people who are really good tend to go into the most competitive areas most of the time. They tend to do things that are fashionable. And it makes no sense because they, anything that they discover, somebody else would discover minutes later because there are so many people working on the same thing. So they're making very little difference. And I don't understand that at all.
I don't either. So I get you. Well, I think this path you took, your decision-making process, should be taught in schools, because how do you change the world? It's not by doing things that everybody's already doing. It's by treading where no one is, identifying issues that need to be resolving, such as aging. Aging is a problem that everybody is struggling with. Everybody's eventually going to, get sick or die if we don't do anything about it. So
I will say though, this kind of course through life is not for everyone. Of course, you have to be smart to be a scientist, but in order to do this kind of work that is very revolutionary, you also have to have a thick skin. You have to put up with people who are much more conservative, saying that saying that you're not legitimate. You have to be charismatic. You have to be able to get up on stage and really sell what you're saying in a way that people can understand. And a lot of people don't have those talents.
Absolutely. Well, I do. And I'm hoping people that are watching this also can get inspired and decide on their own to take the less treaded path. And like I said, it's not necessarily for everybody, but it's okay for some, those that have the thick skin to actually do so. So thanks a lot, Aubrey, for the interview. It was great. And I hope you all the success possible to help us get better and stay healthier much, much, much longer. Thanks a lot.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you again for interviewing me.
I hope you enjoyed the interview. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share. Please join me also on Clubify, a social app allowing us to share ideas and where you can participate in some of my projects. The link is in the section below. Also, if you wish to recommend someone great I should interview, please let me know. And as always, follow your passion. See you next week.